Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world, and welcome to yet another Liverpool transfer video for you guys this evening. Of course, hopefully all of you are staying well and healthy. Of course, the heat wave has been unbelievable today, and tomorrow it will be as well. So guys, please make sure that you are staying safe in the UK, wherever you are. I think where I am today, it got up to about 37, well, I think about 34, 35, 36, I think it was, at one point this afternoon. So, unbelievable. Too hot, in my opinion, anyway. But we are here to talk about Liverpool Football Club, and we are here to talk about Liverpool transfers. Of course, we will be speaking about Ben Davies. Yes, the forgotten man at Liverpool Football Club. Ben Davies has agreed to join Rangers. Well, is set to join Rangers anyway for a brilliant £4 million. We'll also be speaking about Nat Phillips as well, and his deal, looking to be leaving the club, and we'll speak about one or two others as well, and potentially joining him to be leaving the club at the end of the summer window. And as well, we're speaking about Luis Diaz as well, and news coming out over the last 24 hours about him almost joining Barcelona in the January transfer window as well. And guys, let me know how all of you are. There is a poll down below. I have asked the question: is Ben Davies the weirdest Liverpool transfer ever? Probably not. I would agree, probably not. But again, let me know, guys, your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below anyway. But John is in. Hello, John. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend. Saying big up Connor, mate. Yeah, cheating bastard. Hello, John. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend. Christian as well, saying evening, mate. Hope you're well. I had to bloody work in it. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it, mate? It's very, very horrible. That's the easy way to put it. Hi, Connor. Hi, John as well. Says Brian as well. Hello, Brian. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, my friend. I can't believe our own Madam Tussauds model Ben Davies is leaving us. Take care of him. Rangers, says Chris as well. Hi, Brian as well, says John. Warning, Man City fans: the temperature on Monday and Tuesday will be hot. That could melt plastic. That's a good one, Chris. Another legend leaves. Yeah, and another legend leaves at Liverpool Football Club as well. Evening all being is the Dr Pepper chilled. No, the bottle of water is chilled. I'll show it to you right now. It's chilled. Sorry, the thing's green, so it's hard to. It's hard to wash them, but yeah, the bottle of water is chilled. I had to put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes before we were going live, because I forgot that we were going live at one point tonight anyway. Hi, Chris as well, says Wolf as well. Hello, Wolf. I think you're new around here as well, so thank you for popping in, my friend. Says not happy with the Ben Davies deal. I can't seem to get shot of him first. Liverpool Rangers, says John. Wolf says hi as well. I think, to be fair, Wolf, I think you've been in here before, but if you're not anyway, then hello. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend. Ben Davies has a 100% record at Liverpool. Yeah, he does have a very good record at Liverpool. 0 professional games played. Yeah, it's not the best, is it? But we will talk then about, of course, the man, the myth, the legend that is Ben Davies as well. Of course, this news did break out yesterday, but I wasn't going to be live yesterday. I did have a Premier League show planned, but that's going to be pushed back now to probably Friday now, because, of course, tonight we're doing this. Tomorrow will be the the Leipzig preview, because I believe we have RB Leipzig on Thursday. So tomorrow will be the preview for that, and then of course Thursday, Friday, then we'll be talking about the game itself, and then of course then will be the Premier League video as well. But of course, Ben Davies, the man, the myth, the legend. That's the previous one. I got the wrong one up, to be fair. Of course, Paul Joyce coming out last night and saying Rangers agreed a £4 million deal with Liverpool for Ben Davies. James Pierce then tweeting out saying, good move for Ben Davies, making a profit on a player who's never made a competitive appearance for the club. Preston will get 20% of it. Fabrizio Romano as well, also confirming that it is £3 million and £1 million in add-ons as well. I don't know how true that is. I haven't seen anyone else mention it apart from Fabrizio Romano tonight anyway. But it's, again, I think, for me, look, when he came into the club, it was a difficult time at the club, wasn't it? You know, we had our centre-back crisis. You know, we had the likes of Virgil van Dijk, Joel Matip out, Joe Gomez out. Even Fabinho, I think, was out at the time, wasn't he, chat? And again, it was very, very difficult for Liverpool at that time. And you looked on the market, of course, we wanted Ibu Konate, but that was impossible at the time. Of course, Klopp made the joke about it. I think during a Champions League a Champions League preview or some sort of preview, he made the joke about, you know, there's no £80 million valued centre halves on the market at the moment, and everyone was going towards Ibu Konate because that was his valuation point at that time. And of course, you know, we all know now that Jurgen Klopp very much wanted Ibu Konate and finally got his man. But again, you know, it brings out as well, you know, the likes of, you know, Ozan Kabak as well. You know, remember him as well. You know, coming in on deadline day as well. He was set to go to Newcastle for a rumored, you know, £17 million, I think it was at the time as well. But for someone that we have bought for 1.5 million, making it a profit of 4 million. Look, if it worked out, and it was marvelous, of course, and you know, he was, you know, playing alongside the likes of Virgil van Dijk right now, then, you know, Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards would be praised kings. They're already that now. You know, let's not be wrong about that. But again, they pretty much, you know, got that deal done and dusted. And we all thought at the time, and we was like, oh, he could have potential. He could have very much potential. But again, it is sad that the fact that it didn't work out and he didn't get a game neither. I would have liked Ben Davies to have at least got a professional game. I think he got about 40 minutes of pre-season last year, and that was it for Ben Davies. He did spend, of course, last summer, or last season, I should say, out on loan to Sheffield United, but he didn't get used much there. I think he got used, 12 times, and most of them appearances was coming off the bench as well for them. So not a very good period then for Ben Davies over the last couple of seasons. But again, I think Rangers, of course, they've just sold their centre-half. I've forgotten his name, so apologies. They've just sold him to Ajax, of course, because Lisandro Martinez is off to Manchester United. Of course, well, I say off, he is already there, isn't he, at the moment. But again, I think, is it a good deal all rounds? Potentially. I think, you know, in the Scottish League, I think John will know more than me, of course. But again, Rangers, and you know, I think that will suit Ben Davies' level. Look, he can't play a high line. I think Ben Davies is quite a traditional centre half. You know, not have, you know, tremendous pace. Doesn't have, doesn't have a tremendous foot on him. But you know, can defend at the pretty decent level if given the opportunity. I think, look, hopefully he can do well on, you know, up in the Scottish League, of course, at Rangers, of course. You know, if you guys remember as well, he was almost close to signing with Celtic as well. I think he agreed personal terms with Celtic just before he joined Liverpool. So, you know, very, very interesting that he's now gone to Rangers as well. But let me know, guys, your thoughts overall on the news anyway about, of course, Ben Davies as well, and leave, you know, your vote in the comment section down below, whether or not Ben Davies is the weirdest Liverpool transfer of all time. Checking it right now, I think, if I check it right now, yes, it's at 67% of yes as well. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Anyway, because I am intrigued to know your thoughts and opinions about all of it. £4 million, again, I think, again, you know, Michael Edwards started this, but again, Julian Ward has finished it off brilliantly. And I think, look, it's amazing the fact now that we've got, you know, £4 million for Ben Davies, who didn't even play a game, similar to like what Man City did, didn't they, a couple of weeks ago with Southampton. You know, practically, I think they bought someone from Millwall's academy, you know, didn't play a single academy game, didn't play a single game for Man City, and then they sold him for like £5-6 million the other week. So, you know, again, fantastic deal for Liverpool. The fact that we've been able to get £4 million for Ben Davies is brilliant business, again, from the likes of well, started like we did say with Michael Edwards, and then again finished off then with Julian Ward anyway. But let me read out a few of your comments then, guys. Please, you know, keep, if you know, new around here as well, then please feel free to leave a like, share and subscribe as well. It's very much appreciated. You know, helps out the algorithm massively as well, and pushes out the channel out as well. It does, you know, mean the world again as well. I think we've gone up like by 50 odd subscribers in the last month, which is, you know, ridiculous still. So again, again, thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully, we can continue this now throughout the season. Fingers crossed anyway, as well. But who is Ben Davies? He is the model, Gary, as well. And apologies if my forehead does look shiny. It is boiling in this room. It's definitely say he's the most. I'd definitely say he's the most pointless transfer. I'd say, yeah, I would say it is something. It is similar to that, isn't it, Bri? But at the time, when Liverpool are struggling for centre halves, I think Liverpool would just do anything at the time. We all know that Liverpool don't do stop gaps, for it. But when you have a centre back crisis, and at the time we had all our centre backs injured, all of our midfielders injured as well at the time. And again, it was at that time where we didn't have anyone, did we? I think we would end up playing. I think we played James Milner at right back as well. Not right back, sorry, at centre half as well at one point. So yeah, again, at the time it made sense, but again, of course, it was a very difficult time for Liverpool Football Club. Happy help the channel thumbs as well. Yeah, thank you very much, Wolf as well. You had bought for 1.5 and sold for 4 mil. Yeah, it was. I think the original deal was 500,000, but it rose up to 1.5 as well. I think Preston practically put like Champions League fees in it and that. But yeah, 1.5 million when I checked earlier. He didn't kick a bloody ball. 4 million. Thanks Rangers as well. Says Gary. Hi John as well. A big up, bro. Even John Moore as well. Brilliant deal for Liverpool, but excuse me, what the hell are Rangers smoking? Maybe Rangers see something, John. Maybe Rangers see something that, potentially, who knows? That, look, Liverpool could have a buyback clause, and if he turns amazing, we'll buy him back in about 2 years' time. Anyway, but again, who knows? Who knows? Evening John as well says Gary. Yeah, even Kabak got minutes. He was useless though. Yeah, I think his last game for Liverpool was Merseyside Derby, I think it was, which again, that time was so horrible, wasn't it? News on Alisson and Jota Ox out till September. That's true. Ali will be back hopefully by the Community Shield, which will be in a week's time, or we go 2 weeks' time. He's only got a abdominal problem. I think it's just a muscle strain at the minute, and is abdominal. So hopefully that's not serious. Jota, of course, he did pick up a hamstring problem, about a reoccurrence, I should say, of that previous hamstring injury that he did occur as well. There is a video, Wolf, if you go back and look. I think we did it about 3 or 4 nights ago, in detail. But Jota, it could be anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks or 8 to 12 weeks. We don't know yet. Nothing else has been said or mentioned about Diogo Jota. And Ox, nothing's really been said about that. Just a hamstring problem at the minute. As far as we know, again, that could be anywhere in the region of 3 to 4 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. We don't know. Plain and simple to say on that. But hopefully, of course, all of them recover well and speedy as well. Basically, so Ajax, yeah, I think is it 22 million, John? That Ajax have paid for it. Mr. Ben of Rangers, City bought Ake 40 million. 50? No chance as well, says Wolf. Also, RIP Andy Graham, was his funeral today, was down at Ibrox to see him off the #1 goalie. Yes, of course. Again, our thoughts go out to him and his family as well, and of course all the Rangers fans out there as well. I remember, what was it, about 2 weeks ago, John, that the news broke, and I think a lot of people were shocked by it as well. I always thought Joe Cole was really weird signing, not a Liverpool type player. Joe Cole was horrible at Liverpool. We bought him at the wrong. He was never Liverpool quality once he left Chelsea. There's a reason why. You get transfers now. Like, of course, free transfers these days, of course, mean something. Sometimes, you look at, we were speaking about Mohamed Salah, and you look at, the likes of Pogba and so on. But when Chelsea at that time let Joe Cole go for free instead of giving him a new contract, you knew something was wrong with Joe Cole. And Liverpool under Roy Hodgson at the time as well, thought, oh yeah, we'll snap up a very good player in Joe Cole, and look how good it worked out. He's absolutely shite. Zaynton as well, we made the money back when he went on loan to Sheffield United, just sold him for 8 times the amount. Yeah, no, that is true, 100%. Again, it's unbelievable, isn't it? How again, well, how again Michael Edwards and Julian Ward are amazing at their jobs, and I think all of us should realise that by now. Why the hell are you and Jack live at the same time again? Blame Jack. I'm live first. I think again everyone knows I'm live at 9, so blame Jack on that one. John as well. I pick up Ravi as well. The squad is so underrated by opinion opposite. I don't get that question. Our squad is so underrated by opposition fans. Again, everyone will doubt us, won't they? And we love it. No point to worry about that, Ravi. I still love that Kabak song. Yeah, no, I don't think he ever heard it, did he? I think he had left at the time. Or like he got injured, so he never played while the song was there. Of course, he couldn't play because, I think he had a hamstring problem, but of course, no one was allowed in at the time, was he? So again, a difficult time as well. 47 different centre half, 427 different centre half pairings that season, John, as well. Yeah, I think we had 23, 22 different centre half pairings that year. 25 million, mate. That's ridiculous as well. Would you say, John, that's a good signing for Ajax? I think it's good business by Ajax. Not Ajax, sorry, by Rangers as well. Hopefully they can do good things with the money. Unlike what they had previous seasons. Thanks for the info, Solicitor Wolf. Absolute pleasure, my friend. That Scouse band, Muffins have made a lot of quality songs. Original tracks, awesome band. Yeah, absolutely. Connor was way too. It was way too young. Absolutely, 100%. John. Again, life sucks, doesn't it? And it's sad, to be fair as well. So Carvalho is back up for Diaz left. Nunez, Firmino, then Salah and Elliott. At the minute, I would say, yeah. I would say, at the minute, I think Fabio Carvalho, he's a very interesting player, isn't he, at the minute? Because, again, I think that you can play him on that left-hand side in that Thiago role. I think you could play him left wing as well. And, and similar to what Coutinho offered under Jurgen Klopp's system, we could potentially see. But again, he will take time. You'll have people now when the season starts proper, you'll have people going on about, oh, why isn't he starting Carvalho? If Nunez doesn't start, why isn't he starting Nunez and that? And, just Liverpool Twitter kicking off about stupid things again. But again, be patient, guys. Jurgen Klopp knows what he's doing. And look, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Darwin Nunez full time. Anyway, nice to see Gomez signed VVD's best mate. I think defensive places looks great. It is, isn't it? I think Jurgen said it brilliantly, didn't he, Wolf? That, again, Liverpool have the 4 best centre-backs in the world. And again, it's amazing to see, isn't it? That must be a Scottish record fee, says Bry as well. Probably is, I would say, potentially, but who knows. But we will move on then to, of course, the next story as well, guys. If you're watching on repeat as well, or even watching live, then please let me know your thoughts about Ben Davies going to Rangers for £4 million. For me, I think it's an excellent deal from Liverpool. Again, £4 million player for practically, a player that hasn't played a game of football for Liverpool properly. Again, it's amazing business. And again, hopefully he does well at Rangers. I hope that he does do fantastic there as well anyway. But we will talk then about the man, the myth, the legend that is Nathaniel Phillips. Of course, Nat Phillips, if the screen was showed, there we go. Nat Phillips joining, not joining anywhere at the minute, but of course he's been on pre-season tour with the Reds, in Asia, but at the moment is seeking a brand new club. Now, Goals Neil Jones had his say about Nat Phillips and a few other players as well, saying, but while that is yet transparent, well, obviously Goals Neil Jones reports that Nat Phillips, along with academy centre-back Reece Williams, is still expected to leave. Clubs in Germany and the Championship are credited with an interest in Phillips, who has previously been linked with Burnley. Now, he does go on to say Bournemouth are likely to be monitoring the situation throughout reports of the price tag of £50 million may deter suitors, with the suggestion that the Englishman could head out on loan again this season. Now, Burnley, of course, have lost out. They've lost James Tarkowski, they've lost Ben Mee as well, and I think they've lost one or two other centre halves as well this summer as well. Of course, was out last season, the second half of the season to Bournemouth, helped them gain promotion to the Premier League as well. And I think pretty much all of us thought that, I think all of us thought that potentially, he could be going to Bournemouth full time. Now, supposedly, there was a report out, wasn't it, over the last, I think it was the last month or two, saying that, Nat Phillips is supposed to be the overall replacement for Joel Matip, sorry. And again, whether or not that's true, who knows? But for me, I think Nat Phillips, the only thing, in my personal opinion, that Nat Phillips lacks massively is pace. I think, look, in the Championship last year, I think I watched him once in the Championship last year, and he had a decent game. Didn't have a phenomenal game, he had a decent game for Bournemouth. But for me personally, I think Nat Phillips is a potential Premier League centre-half. I think, again, if he was to go down to the Championship, I think he's going to step down, in my personal opinion. Look, he can quite easily be one of the best centre-halves in the Championship again in the following season. But we all know that Strasbourg as well also have a loving relationship with Nat Phillips as well. They very much wanted him back last season, but Liverpool did keep him around because they did want to sell him on. But of course, Strasbourg wanted to loan him out again. But again, £15 million for Nat Phillips. Look, we've done amazing business of when we get in the likes of £17 million for Neco Williams. Now, whether or not Liverpool would be willing to bring the price tag down a little bit for Nat Phillips, potentially, I don't see that personally, because again, in today's market, you can easily get an English centre half for £15 million on the market, either the Championship or in the Premier League. And I think, again, it does depend massively on whether or not Liverpool want to loan him out again. Of course, he signed that 4-year deal, I think, last summer as well, before going out on loan to Bournemouth as well. But for me, I think, again, a Premier League move is a must for Nat Phillips. Whether or not the Bundesliga as well, I think Bundesliga Premier League move for me personally would be the correct thing for Nat Phillips. Whether, of course, Nat Phillips wants that, maybe he does want the Championship move, but for me, I think, look, to go to that next step, I think he needs a Premier League or Bundesliga move. I'd like him to go back to Strasbourg as well. He has plenty of history there. But again, I think Premier League, whether or not Bournemouth, make their interest a bit quicker now, but again, I think they would have already activated something. Whether or not they will know, who knows as well. But for me, guys, and let me know, guys, your thoughts in the chat down below as well. But for me, I think, look, he does deserve a Premier League move altogether. But again, whether or not Nat Phillips wants, a Championship moves, I don't know. But Wolf says, hit the likes, helps the channel. Yeah, if you could, that's very much appreciated as well. Liverpool legend Ben Davies, hello. I think Rick as well. Ricky's going to hate me for saying that, or Luke. It's either one of the lads. They should just put Dash, Luke, or Ricky. We have this conversation about it, and I still don't know who it is, but I think it is Ricky tonight anyway. Liverpool legend Ben Davies, the man, the myth, the legend that is Ben Davies. Thought Villa wanted Phillips, but Klopp likes him. Yeah, Jurgen does love him, don't he? But again, Villa, they bought Diogo Carlos, I think, for, what was it, 24 million quid. Again, for me, if you're looking Premier League, Bournemouth, Fulham as well, I think relegation teams are going to be after him. I was going to say Everton then, but Jesus Christ, he'd never go there. But again, it depends, doesn't it? For Nat Phillips, it depends what he wants. If he wants to go back out to Germany, or have a Premier League move. But I think Championship personally would be a massive step behind again. It's okay for last season because he helped, gain it. He's playing at the very top of Championship football last season to gain, Bournemouth, Premier League, football. Again, he's competing with the likes of Fulham and Nottingham Forest for the automatic places last season, and he got it. Premier League, I think, is a must for Nat Phillips personally. Big up Luke and Ricky as well, says John as well. Brian says Phillips needs to be playing to get minutes for us. Will be really difficult. I thought he would have been gone the first day of the window. It's interesting, isn't it? It's very, very interesting. I think a loan with an obligation to buy is the most likely. You'd hope so, wouldn't you, Brian? You'd hope that something of that nature could happen. And again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat as well, and let me know your price tags. 15 million, 10 million. Let me know your overall thoughts on on Nat Phillips, because for me personally, I think overall, I would personally say 10 to 15 million, I think, would make sense for Liverpool. Whether that be, of course, whether that be an obligation or whether or not you'd have to, there's a certain elements to it, you don't know. But for me, I think around 10 to 15 million for a very good centre half, I think personally is a very, very decent price for Nat Phillips. But let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comment section down below. And if you're watching on repeat as well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. But we will move on then to Luis Diaz. Now, before anyone comes into the chat and is thinking, why is he speaking about Luis Diaz and transfers? Do not worry. I am not worried about Luis Diaz going anywhere at the present moment in time anyway. But there is something interesting that did come out yesterday from Gerard Romano. Now, apparently he's meant to be the Liverpool, version of Paul Joyce, James Pearce. Meant to be a very reliable source towards Barcelona anyway. But he did come out yesterday and say that FC Barcelona had a full agreement with Luis Diaz and Dusan Vlahovic, but could not sign them because of the club's economical situation. Now, looking a bit more into this as well, if they did sign both of them, they would have been breaking FFP rules last season. Now, of course, Barcelona, they've got the brand new Spotify deal, they've sold their TV rights, and they've probably sold half a dozen things as well, certainly with the transfers that have happened so far this summer anyway. But looking more into the details of it anyway, supposedly Dusan Vlahovic did have personal terms agreed with Barcelona, but nothing was agreed with both both Barcelona and Fiorentina as well. Nothing was officially confirmed between the both teams. And as well with Luis Diaz as well, I think this does have to be taken with a very big pinch of salt as well. Supposedly just reading through past articles and just looking at things as well, nothing was agreed with Luis Diaz. There was conversations between Diaz's representatives in Barcelona, but nothing was agreed between the representatives in Barcelona, and nothing was, more importantly, agreed between both Barcelona and FC Porto as well. Nothing was done and dusted. Of course, Luis Diaz's idol supposedly is Ronaldinho, of course, which would be a huge bonus for Barcelona if they was to go for Luis Diaz. But again, nothing was confirmed, nothing was dealt with. Then realistically, nothing was done between any of the parties. But out of the two, Vlahovic did look more likely to go because the personal terms had been agreed between both teams, both parties anyway, both Vlahovic and of course Barcelona anyway. But of course, thankfully Spurs came in with a proper bid, and of course Luis Diaz, of course Liverpool did activate on that, and they did eventually sign Luis Diaz, and what an amazing signing he has been for Liverpool Football Club as well. But I think, again, chat, I think a conversation does have to be, I think a weird conversation does have to be brought up about Barcelona. How on earth are Barcelona affording these prices? How on earth are they affording these transfers? They've already got the likes of Andre Christensen in. They've got as well Frank Kessie in as well. Two great signings on free transfers. But then they've brought in the likes of Robert Lewandowski for 50 million euros, Rafinha as well. They're looking to sign Jules Koundé as well. They're looking to sign Aspilicueta There's probably another person I've forgotten about as well, that they're potentially trying to sign as well. Frankie de Jong and that whole situation with Manchester United at the moment, which is hilarious at the present moment in time. But again, it's ridiculous, how Barcelona have been allowed realistically to get away with what they have gotten away with at the moment. And I think something will come up eventually about Barcelona and their transfer dealings. But again, I just don't get what's happening there. In La Liga, at the moment they're accusing the likes of PSG and and Manchester City for breaking FFP and financial rules and transfer rules. But again, it's very interesting as well. You have in Spain, it's very different to what it is in England. Of course, you have separate clubs. You have Real Madrid, you have Barcelona, but La Liga, the corporation La Liga, look after all of the transfers, or and the books. I think there's probably more details into that as well. But again, I think there is something weird about it, isn't it? And as well, and thankfully they didn't get Luis Diaz, because what a player he is for us now. And Barcelona would never ever get Luis Diaz now. But again, something for me is just off with Barcelona, and just transfers as a whole at the moment. Anyway, but guys, let me know your thoughts about the Luis Diaz news. Anyway, thought it was interesting when I read it yesterday, and I looked a bit more deeper into it, today. But again, nothing in the Luis Diaz side of things. His representatives did speak to Barca, but again, nothing was confirmed, nothing was done, no done deal, nothing in terms of Luis Diaz getting a move to Barcelona or anything like that. Anyway, but let me know, guys, your thoughts in the chat down below. Anyway, I love Nat Phillips, what he did for us, but he needs permanent move and games consistently. He deserves it 100%. Nat Phillips is a good defender whom did his part last season, but he is not good enough to for where Liverpool want to go, for where Liverpool want to go, I think that is. Keep Phillips loan to the German league till next season, says Wolf. Be interesting, wouldn't it? I hope he does go, just out of anyone, Strasbourg, I hope he goes to, because I think, again, it will be interesting, wouldn't it, to see, what he does out in the Bundesliga again, because I think he was voted one of the best Bundesliga centre-halves as well. Oh, it was Bundesliga 2, wasn't it? He was voted the best Bundesliga 2 centre-half. That was what he was as well. Sounds like a price, but Bournemouth off. Put Bournemouth off, and we've sold them a few ducks recently too. Yeah, of course. Remember Dominic Solanke and was it Brad Smith? I think the other one was. So yeah, they have had a pretty bad running with Liverpool over the last couple of years. Anyway. Liverpool are not weaker, selling Mane, Nunez, Nunez and Diaz, Carvalho, good replacements, should get more goals in all. Yeah, as well. Again, it's a huge miss, isn't it, for Sadio Mane for Liverpool? But again, Liverpool are more than capable of getting Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunez and Mo Salah firing this summer, this season. Anyway, UEFA really need to be looking into Barca. Something's not right there. UEFA won't do anything, my friends. John, they won't do anything. UEFA, for me, have no leg to stand on after the Super League, after now they're restructuring everything at the present moment in time with the Champions League, and it's going to be broken. Was it after this season? I think it is next season. You get that table crap. It's stupid, isn't it? And the fact that just the Manchester City stuff. Again, they banned Manchester City for 2 seasons of the Champions League. It took one court hearing, and it was a fine. It you can literally run away with it. You can run away with things now, and again, nothing will get done. We've seen, throughout history and, more recent history, Juventus with the referee scandal and so on, and, them getting demoted and them losing titles and, going down to the Serie B as well. Nothing again will happen like that with Barcelona, and that it should do, because if they get proven, that they were guilty, they should be punished in some way, not just fined a couple of £1,000 that's, cheap change to the mega clubs. As well. And yes, Jordan Ibe as well. Thank you, Brian, as well. I forgot about Jordan Ibe as well. They had personal terms agreed with half of Europe. At the minute, they do Bry as well, 100%. European Super League money, in my opinion. I think ESL has already happened and been accepted behind the scenes. There would be another uproar, I think, if that was to happen again, and even worse now, because everyone's out in the open now. There's no no lockdown. There's nothing now, is there? To be fair, how are Juventus affording Pogba when they meant to be broke? I think he's at a major. I think he's had a major wage cut, I think, at the minute. That's why they got rid of Dybala as well. Dybala's off to Roma, which I think is surprising. I thought he would have got a Premier League move this summer. Thought either Manchester United or Chelsea would have got him, to be awfully honest with you. Realistically, but Real Madrid is also meant to be broke, yet they can afford Tchouaméni and had the Mbappe situation. The only reason why they can afford Tchouaméni, mate, is because of the Mbappe deal. And the only reason why they went as high as they did was to stop PSG from getting Tchouaméni. Again, it's stupid money, isn't it? And re-sign Dembele and Aubameyang still there as well. Yeah, again, and they've just signed the likes of Gavi and Pedri to brand new contracts as well. With £1 billion release clauses as well. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Chris, Real Madrid is owned by the King of Spain. It's an effing joke as well. True says True John as well. Jordan Ive for £15 million. Yeah, thank you, Bryce. But yeah, Jordan Ive, man, it's so sad. The way his career went. As well, suffered with depression. And yeah, it was just sad to see overall. And again, I think now he's playing. Is he playing in the Turkish league now, or the Turkish second division league? It's ridiculous, isn't it, at the minute? Because of course he left Bournemouth, went to Derby, and then I think he didn't have a club then for about 8 months. I think after that as well. The more you look at the way the Champions League is going, was the ESL really that bad? Not saying I want it, but still, exactly. For me, I don't get why the Champions League is perfect the way it is. It just is. Why change it? Why meddle with it? This whole thing now about where they're trying to change throw-ins for like stop kicks and that. It's like, shut up. Like, football's football. Why are you trying to change it? All right, try and make it better. Like we've had over the last couple of years with VAR and goal line technology and that stuff. Fair enough. I think that's marvelous that now we have stuff like that. But when we're trying to, change football, it's stupid. Keep football as it is. That's what I would say anyway. UEFA don't know what is 3+2 is anyway. Is it 21, Chris? Anyway, no, of course it's 5. But before I already get comments about how do you get that question wrong? Anyway, as well. And one other thing as well I want to mention before we do head off tonight. Anyway. Of course, this man is in the news again, Matthias Nunez. Now, we did bring him up in the midfielder video that we did do, I think, not yesterday, the day before, as well. I think that's what Jack's doing a video on at the minute. But again, for me, he's been strongly linked towards a Liverpool move over the last 24 hours. Now, for me, I don't see it happening. I don't see a move happening, between now and forever for Matthias Nunez for Liverpool. Yes, he can play, a different amount of positions. He's done it for Portugal. He's done it for Sporting as well. But for me, I think, look, you look at it at the moment, it's nothing. The rumours, again, they're coming from all Portuguese outlets as well. Nothing at the minute is concrete from anywhere. No reliable places in Portugal as well. Also bringing up this news as well. And for me, if we take a quick look at his stats as well, 50 games last season, 4 goals and 5 assists last year, picking up 9 yellow cards, and just playing over 3.5 hours last season. Of course, playing just over 2 hours. 2 hours of football last season. I think that's 2 hours anyway. Apologies if it's not anyway. But again, for me, the price tag as well, I think around £43 million is the rumoured price tag at the moment. And I think, again, it's a massive no for me personally. I think, look, it's quite simple. Jude Bellingham, Barella as well. I think them two are the main priorities for Liverpool as terms of midfielders. I think Luka, is it Soisek, I think it is, or Susek, I think it is. So apologies if I butchered his name, from Salzburg. I think it'd be interesting to see what he does against us. During the week now when we do play Salzburg, it will be interesting to see how he is, because I think he is supposedly meant to be the person that all the top European clubs are keeping an eye on over the next couple of weeks. Which again, whether or not you can get him on a good deal, who knows, particularly. But I would be interested to see again next year now with Jurgen Klopp and midfielders. Maybe we might make a signing in January. I don't know. But for me personally, guys, midfielders or anyone else coming into the door, unless something drastically happened at Liverpool, nobody's coming in at the door for Liverpool, I would say personally. But again, I could be wrong. No one in the know, no one in the anything. But again, for me, Liverpool don't make a midfield signing in this window now, personally. Anyway, nothing wrong with football as it is, Connor. Exactly, John. Exactly. Gary Lineker wants to ruin football. Kick Arsene Wenger as just as bad. Yeah, I think he's charged of FIFA now, isn't he? Arsene Wenger. Jordan Ibe, Jerome Sinclair, and Sterling all come through together. Most of the youth coaches and had Sinclair top. Just goes to show exactly. It's amazing, isn't it? Jerome Sinclair, was that the guy at Swansea? And then he went to Celtic, was it? No, he went to City, didn't he? And then he went to Celtic, I think. I could be wrong with that. Only thing bad about European Super League was the competition, no promotion or relegation, and talks of us and others being booted out of the Premier League, etc. as well. Yeah, well, again, I don't think it's good either way, because I think it would stay like that now, I think. We won't get a midfielder. Get Milner and Hendo, Naby and Ox as well. You're not getting rid of Hendo. Hendo's not going anywhere for a long time. I think Ox and Hendo, bloody Ox and Milner will be going next summer, I think. Anyway, I think with Ox's injury, this rumours will be around until Klopp kills it. Exactly. Again, remember Nabil Fekir? Everyone would be linking him all summer long. No relegation or promotion, just makes it a TV show, not a sport, says Brian as well. But guys, we will run back through the news anyway before we do head off anyway. We have spoken about Ben Davies as well, and spoken about the news about Paul Joyce bringing yesterday. Rangers have agreed a £4 million deal with Liverpool for Ben Davies. James Pearce also mentioning as well, good move for Ben Davies. Makes a profit on a player who has never made a competitive appearance for the club, but Preston will get 20% of the £4 million made as well. We've also spoken about Nat Phillips as well. Neil Jones mentioning the fact that there is rumours and there is links to both a championship move and a move to Germany for Nat Phillips. He does also go on to say about Reece Williams as well, as expected to leave the club as well. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Let me know, whether or not you'd want him to go to a Premier League club, a Championship club, or even a team in the Bundesliga as well. Let me know your overall thoughts on that as well. And we've also mentioned this man as well, Luis Diaz. Don't worry, guys, he isn't going anywhere. But yesterday, Gerard Romano mentioning yesterday that FC Barcelona had a full agreement with Luis Diaz and Dusan Vlahovic, but could not sign them because of the club's economic situation. That was back in January, before we did sign him. But then looking more into it as well, Luis Diaz didn't have nothing agreed with Barcelona, but Dusan Vlahovic did reportedly have personal terms agreed with Barcelona on a move anyway. But of course, they couldn't afford it because they had no money. Anyway, but again, guys, let me know your thoughts in the overall comments down below of all the comments that we've mentioned and all the stories we have brought to you in tonight's show. Anyway, for me, guys, we are going to be live tomorrow at 9 o'clock. It is going to be the preview for the game against RB Leipzig. Of course, we've got Leipzig, and then we've got Salzburg then in a couple of days' time, as well. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. And of course, we'll have the Premier League show that we are going to be talking about relegation. We're going to be talking about Premier League title race, top four as well. And we're going to be talking about transfers to each club as well. And hopefully we'll have a couple of people on for that as well. That might be on Friday. It might be on Thursday. I'm not sure yet on whether or not, depending on, what time the Liverpool game is and so on, we might do, a watch along potentially. Don't know yet on it. Anyway, I'll have a look tomorrow and let you guys know either on the community tab or on Twitter as well. If you're not following us on Twitter, then it's at the Cop Council anyway as well. So if you guys want to come and check us out, then do feel free to check us out over on Twitter as well. So Brian says, what Villa think that's for Nat Phillips as well. Buying too many players hurts the team. At one time. 2 players come in now. Let's buy a whole new squad as well, says Wolf. You should do a call in with Jamie Phillips. You would get on. Yeah, no, I've been on Jay's channel a few times. I haven't been on for a while, but hopefully I'll get on soon with him anyway, and hopefully have him back on the channel as well. Maybe Friday potentially we might have him on as well if he ain't too busy or if he's doing his own show as well. Stay well, have a great night. Yes, as well, thank you Wolf as well for tuning in, and Brian with a thumbs up as well. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's show anyway. It's been a hot one as well. It's ridiculous at the moment, isn't it? With the heat in the UK, especially, it's unbelievable. You have 30-degree weather out in in Europe. It feels completely different. You have in the UK, it's ridiculously warm and unbearable, then I should say anyway. But guys, please stay safe. Please stay well in this horrendous conditions at the moment anyway. But again, please stay safe because the weather is ridiculous at the moment. And again, drink plenty of fluids and all that good stuff as well to try and keep you cool and collected as well. But guys, hopefully we'll be live tomorrow, like I did say with a preview. But until then, hopefully I will see all of you then. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, then please feel free to like, share and subscribe as well. But until next time, I'll see you all then. Ta-ra.